Hi guys, this is Green Trigger and this is a review of the Transformers War for Cybertron trilogy, Earthrise Starscream. So, before anything else, let's take a look at the packaging. It's fairly standard Earthrise packaging. So, if you haven't seen it, it's similar to Siege, but with a slightly more blue-greenish color scheme. Anyway, Starscream is figure number WFC, or for Cybertron Earthrise 9. Here's a nice look at the nice artwork of Starscream on this side. The other side is standard Earthrise artwork. At the top, he's a Decepticon. If you haven't seen it, looks like we're getting Galvatron as well. First time I noticed that. And at the back is a picture of Starscream in robot mode, vehicle mode, and wielding Smashdown. He is 30 steps. So, and inside the box, we do get this piece of the map, but try as I may, can't really find a location. I don't know, maybe some of the map pieces don't have locations. Let me know in the comments if you actually saw it, but I've been trying to find it. I can't find it. At least on Starscream. Now he also comes with the same style set of instructions, and the instructions are, as you would expect for War for Cybertron line, it's very clean and very easy to follow. So yeah, that's the text specs there. Not too bad in terms of transformation steps. Now, I guess the most controversial thing about this figure is the fact that it is basically an upscaled version of the old classics mode, which in itself I don't mind. That mold does give the classic, seeker look. And I don't know, for the longest time everyone has been clamoring for Hasbro to give us like a Voyager scale version of it. Now that we have it, people are complaining we're reusing the mold, so where do you go? Anyway, I mean, for me, I don't mind. The biggest thing I have against it though is that this mold has a lot of limitations in terms of articulation, and when they did upscale it, while there are some improvements, it does retain a lot of the limitations. Yeah, so take a closer look at the guy, right? He does sport the standard Starscream head sculpt, which is not bad. Painted red eyes. At first I thought it was light piping because of how good the eyes stood out, but if you look at the back now, there's nothing for light piping there. So yeah, the chest is standard Starscream design. The biggest thing that it got with the upscaling from the classic mode is a lot of these sculpted detail, which would really look good if you do panel lining and whatnot, but otherwise it's okay. Even without it, does have the inverted Decepticon logo, which I think is accurate anyway to the G1 toy. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now going up, there's some hollowness there, which was there in the original classics mold. I wish they could have extended that. There is a place to fold that in, so they could have if they wanted to. Legs are pretty good looking from the side. Not much kibble. This nose cone is there, but that's how it looked anyway in the G1 toy. Even the masterpiece I think has that. But anyway, from the back again, very clean. Really impressed with how this guy turned out. Now you can actually fold this down more if you wanted to. Me, I just prefer it splaying out. I think it gives it a little bit, it make it a little bit more dynamic looking, but you know, up to you. Officially it's like that, so we pull it down. Now it does come with these null rays, and the good thing now is that it ports very well. The original Starscream from Siege didn't, they had that very loose, so it's really annoying. So yeah, much better looking null rays. A bit hollow at the bottom, and unfortunately that shows when you do the vehicle mode, because you pick it like that. What can you do? Now this one, let's see, I haven't tried this, but yep, it does support your standard blast effects from the back as well. Now you see the port there, but it's a bit loose, so yeah. Now for articulation, it comes with a ball jointed head, so a little bit left and right, a little bit front and back. You can go all the way around. The wing can actually fold back that much, or fold back that much if you wanted to get more articulation on the arms. The arms itself go all the way up, can go around, but it will be hindered by the wing depending on how you position the wing. There's a swivel there. It has about 90, a little bit more than 90 on the elbow, nothing at the wrist, which is unfortunate. It also doesn't have the butterfly joint that the Siege one had. Another gripe is it doesn't have a waist joint, which I guess that one was the one that hurts the most. Now this flap can flip forward, which allows you to kick the foot forward that much. A bit hindered at the back because of this flap. Now in the original toy, I think this folded up. I think they removed that feature here. In the original Classics mold, I mean. You can kick only that much, so it's blocked there. 90 degrees bend on the knee. Now the back toe and front toe can move independently, but as for transformation, this one also can rotate, also for transformation. And then you do have a fairly significant, well, not that significant, fairly usable, fairly flexible ankle tilt. So in terms of the Classics mold, that's the improvement that he got, the ankle tilt. But no, because of using the Classics mold, he loses the waist and wrist joint, which is no shame. My other gripe is because this thing is tabbed on the shoulder, it'll be posed like that, which is, I mean, not that bad, but I wish there was a way to, you know, rotate this forward or back. This looks kind of weird that it's on the side like that. Okay, so let's do some quick size comparisons. Put that there. So let's start with some of the Siege, not Siege, Earthrise boys that I have. So our smallest deluxe cliff jumper is here, as well as our tallest deluxe Mr. Waist. So yeah, not a bad look. And might as well put Leader Class Prime there as well. So in terms of a Voyager, he is a bit smaller than Prime, quite a bit actually. Let's put this one. This one is a proper Voyager Prime. That's from Siege. So compared to Voyager, he is quite a bit smaller, quite a bit larger than a deluxe. But that said, it's about the same weight, I think. There's no, the plastic used here is very good. I'd say it's comparable to Cliff Jumper. Much better than Wheeljack's plastic. Other comparisons, here he is with Decepticon leadership team. Here he is with Megatron. He works well with classic animation Megatron, just because the battle damage on the other one doesn't look too good on beside him. Here he is with Shockwave in full armor. And here he is with the more beaten up Soundwave. So in terms of that, I think the height is good. I think that works even if this one has battle damage and that one doesn't. I wish either they continue the battle damage here or remove the battle damage there, just so the line is more consistent, but what can you do? Now here he is with Studio Series Starscream. So, fun thought, this guy is also an upscale deluxe. This is also an upscale deluxe, and yeah, they don't look half bad together. You know, this guy's a bit more massive than that one. Now lastly, let's compare him with some Seekers. So, I mean, he looks pretty good with Thundercracker. And here he is with the original Starscream. So let me just move Thundercracker up aside. And yeah, let's move face to face. I mean, to the untrained eye, he'll say this is the same figure. Let's face it, they look almost the same, but upon closer inspection, you know, there's a lot of difference. And I'm not just saying the battle damage. So, like I said, the proportions, I don't know if I said it or in the deleted part of the video, but anyway, this guy is a lot stockier, akin to the classics. This one, a bit more lanky, and he has a bit more flexibility. So he does have double elbows. He does have that nice butterfly joint that allows you to pose the nollie dusty. It does have a double joint on the knee, no, a deep joint on the knee as well, and he does have the waist joint. So in terms of articulation, this guy trumps him. But that said, in terms of look, this one is nice. So I don't know, personally I might skip Thundercracker just because I'm pretty okay with this one, and they do look good together. But I'll probably get Skywarp just because I wasn't able to get Skywarp on the Siege line. So anyway, give me a minute. I'll transform this guy, and then we'll go to transformation of the other guy. Okay, done. So let's transform this other guy. First thing you do is remove the null rays. You can actually start either at the top or the bottom, up to you. Let's just start with the arms, because this one is the not necessarily hardest part, but you know, the hardest part, which is not easy anyway. It's not hard anyway, just the hardest. So open this, and then that pig just pushes in to that hole, and it will push the arm out. Now that blue pig, or that blue divot there, just make sure it's nice and flush, and close this up, make sure it's also nice and flush. Do the same the other arm. Open it up, push that thing into the hole, nice and flush, nice and flush. Okay, now I don't know if you can see, but mine has a bit of paint wear there, and that's just because of how this guy transforms. So I don't know if you can be more careful than I am, but try. So as you can see, when you transform into robot mode, that rests there and that hooks to the back of that piece, and it can be a little bit tight, so what I do is I lift this up gently while pulling that thing out. So do the thing other side now, and the whole back portion, see that hinge, will push back like that. Okay, so with the head flush there, take this nose cone part, push it forward and collapse it on the head, so it just covers the head from the front. Now this bottom part just folds like that. Now before you extend it all the way, rotate it, and then that just rests there. Now the arms, you just push them in. Now if that isn't flush, you won't be able to push it in properly, so just make sure it's flush before you push it in. There you go. Now you can fold this back up and make sure that rests behind that thing. So at first I thought you couldn't do it, just because there's very limited space, but actually if you just push a little bit harder, you can make it rest behind there with a snap. And you can choose not to do it. It doesn't hurt the look at all. So let's do the legs. The first thing you do is use the ankle tilt there, rotate this, and then that allows you to peg that one into that slit there. You can still peg it without using the ankle tilt, but it's a lot harder. Now next thing is you collapse the heel and the toe, and then you can actually stick this together. These two pegs were a little tight at the beginning, but after a few transformations it won't be. So just peg them together. There you go. Now you can open up the legs here, and those blue things, those blue pegs, just peg there in robot mode. Now you just collapse this in, a la some of the Combiner Wars toys that we had from some time back. Those will peg into those holes, so make sure you peg them in. Those were also a bit tight in the beginning, not anymore. Close that up, lower that crotch piece, lower the wings, and then these wings rotate and tab into place. So there are tabbing points there, and that peg does tab to that slit on the wing. So yeah, it's nice and snug. After transformation, it won't move. Again, rotate it once, rotate it again, snug. Oop, snug. There you go. Not too bad. Now take the null rays, and there are plenty of ports. You can put them anywhere you want. The ideal way is to put it on the wing there. And there you have Starscream in his vehicle mode. So as you can see, very, very, very accurate to the G1. Really, really nice. If I had any complaints, it would be that it didn't have the blue tip at the nose cone. But otherwise, I mean, I really like what they did to this guy. Now that it's a Voyager and now that it's modern, see a lot of those panels which were missing on the original one. And that's been my complaint from way back on G1 Transformers versus movie ones. Movie ones had a lot of detail. G1 tended to be more flat. I love that with Siege and Earthrise. We do get all these panels. make it look a little more realistic. Now, for the most part, all the paint is clean. I haven't seen any smudging or anything, which is good. Again, no blue tip. What can you do? There are molded seats on the cockpit, which is nice. In the back, that is painted as well. There's the thrusters there. From the side, the profile is quite good, except for that thing there, and the fact that you can actually see the robot mode head there. That's the robot mode head, the black one. Can you do? From the bottom, it's basically Starscream folded up, and if you put the classic one and the Earthrise one side by side, you'll see the inspiration. Now, he doesn't have landing gears per se, and I wouldn't be, doing that on the floor, just because this thing is painted and you will rub off the paint, or at least some of the paint, depending on how you do it. So I'd be careful. Now, don't have a lot of comparisons, but okay, let's do this one first. Here he is beside what's this guy? Red Alert. So this is fairly big compared to that. Okay, here he is with the Siege Boy. And it's fun to see how two same robots, exactly same robot, well, very close at least, turn into two totally different vehicle modes. It's really nice. So yeah, so that was the review. Now, in terms of my own verdict, right? And in truth, I am a bit on the fence. I didn't even think I wanted to get this guy, but in hand he is nice. Plastic is nice compared to this. The plastic is for this one. I mean, I don't know, it just feels a little bit cheaper. Maybe it's just me, or at least some of the plastic seems cheaper, especially on the forearms. This guy is a little bit more solid, very close to the classics, the plastic they use for the classics, I think. Aside from that, robot mode, this guy does pose a lot better. So up to you. If you're gonna keep him in robot mode and you like posing your figures, maybe Siege will be enough, because he does have the proper G1 look anyway. It's just the vehicle mode. Now, if you do want the vehicle mode, this guy looks really good. And as I've said, this just has a bit more premium feel, but it loses on the articulation. So I don't know, ask yourselves what's important to you. Is it posability? Is it the vehicle mode? Then you can decide. You've got the info you need to decide. For me, I think it's worth it. At least one of these I'll need to get anyway, because I want to have at least one version of each mode. My guess is they'll probably reuse this mode for the cone heads. So while you've gotten all of the normal seekers from Siege, if you really wanna get your hands on this mode, I don't know if you want to risk it, but they're most likely gonna reuse this for the seekers or for the cone heads. So they're gonna shorten this nose cone maybe, and then the head will be there, something like that. So yeah, so that was the review. So if you like that review, please do leave a like, leave a comment, and do subscribe. As always, this has been Grim Trigger, and that has been a review of the Transformers Earthrise Starscream. Thanks for watching.